All right, thank you. Good evening. I hope I am audible. Right? This is something that we use nowadays. Am I audible? Am I visible every time? Right? And then we end up saying that, oh, your camera is not working. And that's sometimes because, you know, I intentionally look like this because I don't know the answer. And people think that my camera is not working. And then when my turn is gone, that is when my camera connection comes back. Okay, my name is Sanjit. I represent an organization called Zebia IT Architects. I take care of the operations of the Agile Center of Excellence at a global level. Our organization is present worldwide. And the interesting part is, one of the surveys says that we are one of the top 3 Agile transformation companies in the world, right? But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how you can actually work on anti-patterns. Okay, what are anti-patterns? Okay, anyone here in this room who understands this, what is it not like numbers being met at the end of a financial year? I see a lot of nods and a lot of smiles. Anyone here who will have his neck on the line, his or her neck on the line, if these numbers are not met? Anyone? Show of hands? Nobody? Wonderful. Okay. Are you next in command of somebody whose neck will be on the line if numbers are not met? Okay. Now we are talking. Now, sir, your name? Sorry? Okay. So, if I come and tell you I am this magical consultant who is going to tell you that the moment you do away with all frameworks and methodologies that Agile has, your revenue will be through the roof. Will you still stick to SAFe, Scrum and all that stuff? Or how about you, ma'am? Same question to you? Same response? I'm thinking, why did I become a trainer? See, the idea is that we have to understand that do businesses really care? Please understand this. And I was wondering, you know, I came only this morning and unfortunately I'll have to leave tonight because of some business commitments. But I was thinking, you know, the first session that I attended was by Scott. And what he told, he gave a very, very beautiful analogy, and he said, you know, the gold rush of Agile is gone. The gold rush of Agile coaching is gone. Okay. And I was like, man, this is an anti-Agile India. Okay. Then I came to the session because, you know, like everybody has, you have your own flow of sessions created in your mind. A calendar within the calendar of the event. Then I came and I went on to listen to Todd. And Todd was like 58% of Scrum implementations have failed because of either not being in budget or, and I was like, again. So it's like anti-Agile India 2025, okay? But trust me, whatever these two gentlemen said made 100% sense to me. Because I know that pain because of which both of you said you will shun away Agile if your revenues are through the roof. That's the sad part of the life. The moment you understand that Agile is not a bloody silver bullet, it's not going to solve any of your problems. And this is a very bold statement. I can stand on top of Burj Khalifa and announce this. Agile will never solve any of your problems. It will only magnify your problems. Now, what you do with those magnified problems is your problem. Right? Now, what really are anti-patterns? Why so much noise about anti-patterns all of a sudden? Since morning, we have been having a beautiful conference with leaders from all over the world, giving us all kind of knowledge about Agile. Right? Now, this next, not 18 minutes actually, I will try to change your mind in a different way, positive way. Okay. Now, has any one of you not got a COVID vaccine? Wonderful. Is it not an anti-pattern to inject a virus in a healthy body? Anyone who does not know how to drive a car? I did not expect that this kind of an audience, right? Do you know what a safety rating of a car is? Bharat NCAP, Global NCAP, what not, right? Given a choice at the same cost, Munish, would you buy a 4-star car or a 5-star car at the same cost? 5-star rating, right? How do you get it? Crash tests. Is that how the car is supposed to be driven on the road? No. Is that not an anti-pattern? Yeah? So think about all of these things. Okay. I may not look that fit, but I try to do intermittent fasting. Okay. The only thing is that only my family thinks I'm intermittent fasting. Okay. So the point is, your body, by any scripture, by any means, by any medicinal books, is not designed for intermittent fasting. Okay. But it works without side effects. Long-term proven. Perhaps a couple of you would have done it or are doing it as we speak, right? Is that not an anti-pattern? The world is full of anti-patterns and they work. The problem is when it comes to work, we start shouting anti-patterns, anti-patterns. Why? Why? Because we are trained, we are certified, we are trainers. So it's about the mindset. Please understand, and at the end of the day, it is value that is going to pay your bills. I cut short because I have only so much time. So there were a couple of lines in between. Okay. All right. Silver bullet, we have been talking about it. So look at everything. Okay. Please stop looking at any methodology or any framework as a silver bullet. When you pitch it to a customer, stop pitching it. Safe khareed lo na. Scrum, do Scrum, your life will be super. You don't like Scrum? Come, I have a Kanban also. Don't do that. If you don't know what is the problem that you are going to solve, please, for God's sake, don't do this. Yes, you will be successful selling it once. You will be successful fooling 2 customers or the same customer twice, but not everybody. And one fine day, people will realize the truth. Another very big challenge that I see is called checkbox agile. Okay. How many of you can really put a hand on your heart and say that the development teams or developers whom you have been working with so far are doing agile to the truest intent? Whatever framework or method it is. The truest intent I am saying. Why? Sir, do you work with developers? Okay. Do you do something called daily scrum, daily stand-up, team sync? Okay. Do you have something called sprint review, iteration review? Yeah. Do you have a beautiful board with to-do, doing, done? Okay. This is agile. Sir, this is checkbox agile. This is a checkbox agile. Please don't fall into trap of this, right? After Todd completed his talk today, we were discussing outside, the people, they will just put up a board, to do, doing, done, and think that they have achieved nirvana in Kanban without even knowing the benefits that it brings, right? So that is the problem. Don't checkbox agile, that will create troubles. Rather, can we focus on, I'm sorry, this is a little out of focus. Let me quickly try to fix this. Wonderful. Okay. Can we rather say, as a coach, as a project manager, program manager, whatever designation, prime minister you want to say, that I have a team, I have a set of people who have at least got started with something. Any coaches here? Don't feel shy, it's fine to be a coach. Okay. So, would you love to have teams that know a bit of agile? You go and start talking to them, they start making sense of what you are saying immediately and start following you. Rather, would you have somebody, then you have to start from kindergarten. Which one would you love to have? The first one, right? So why can't we focus on the things which they have already got started with? Please do that. Next one is, I love this. This is perhaps one of the only fruits that I like, so that I chose it. Can you cut it with a spoon, no matter how big, how strong you are, right? Don't do these kind of things. Don't put roles for the sake of it. A product owner role in any framework is such a powerful role, right? That Mr. Dave West, who is the CEO of scrum.org, he says, I'm a product owner at scrum.org. Right? That is how powerful the role is. You clip the wings of a role and expect that person to perform. That's not going to happen. That's crippled Agile. And I love this. Lovingly called hybrid. How many people have hybrid Agile teams? We are hybrid. So hybrid Agile is, to my definition, I am Agile when I feel like being Agile. Next morning, but the breakfast wasn't hot, I'm not Agile today. Yeah? So it's a beautiful thing. Huh? No real roles, no intent, only mechanical Agile being followed. Right? But why do I see everybody smiling? Relating, right? Ah, okay. Okay. Yes. I have worked with a team with 3 sprints open. Now, let us see what is the problem. Let us say these are 4 situations that we have. Before going this is the question that I want to ask all of you. Coaches, I saw some hands. Do you think you guys are Agile enough? Come on. You're supposed to be the gurus of the game. That is the problem. You try. Had you not tried and done it, ho jata kaam. Right? So that's the challenge. Please don't try. We are not Agile enough. See, look at these situations. See how would you would have responded to it. I know it's difficult to read from the back. I'll read it out for you. A new team does daily scrum and ends up doing a lot of discussions in over 30 minutes every day. Agile coaches, Agile horns come out. Anti-pattern. That's what we do. A project manager, and this happened to me. A project manager tells me during an audit, we have Jira, so we are Agile. Right? I hope you're not laughing because this is a nice joke, but you're trying to relate it. This is what happens. What happens to a coach like me? Anti-pattern. That's what we do. Third is, I am a scrum master in a team and I realize the PO or the product owner takes a stand to extend the sprint. How does it matter? 2 days, 3 days. We will get it delivered within this sprint. I gave this out, again happened with me. Actually, all of these happened. So, I told this PO, today is 30th of November, 12 a.m. or 11:59 p.m. I like it or not, 12 a.m., 1st of November will come. Or, sorry, 1st of December will come. Can I say, let us call it 31st of November because we haven't done our work? So, the smallest unit of time is seconds. For our convenience, we call 60 seconds as 1 minute. The smallest unit of time is still seconds. For our convenience, we call 24 hours as 1 day. The smallest unit of time is still seconds. For our convenience, we call 2 weeks as 1 sprint. Right? We are not Agile. Coaches are not Agile. That's the problem. So, what do we do? Okay, time check, please. Management says the velocity of your team. Thanks for pointing this out. Velocity, I love this. You have a challenge doing that? You have a challenge doing that? I do consultations post 6 p.m. right? $600 an hour, and I will make your velocity reach wherever you want. Legally. Every sprint, forget every year. I will give you 10% velocity increase every sprint on record on camera. I'm telling you, you can come and screw me with this recording. You told me on Agile India. Now give me, I will give you a guarantee. Meet me for 10 minutes after this, I'll tell you. But it will be like $600 an hour. Or a part of it. Okay. All right. Management says the velocity of your team is dropping. Okay, this is not a good performance indicator. Okay, cross your hearts and tell me if when you were Scrum Masters in the past, or you still are a Scrum Master, and in your reports you never used the term velocity and never glorified the term velocity. Look, my team's velocity is increasing. And when it was really a smooth steep curve upside, like a aircraft taking off, you came out with all trumpets, all guns blazing. See, look at my team. We are men in black. So that's the problem, okay? What do we do? I am going to introduce to you in the last 5 minutes that I have. Wonderful. A very small framework. Okay, again, this framework is not an agile framework. For the lack of better word, I used the word Scrum. Let me be very honest, I could not find a better word. This is something which I came up with almost 3 years back. Right? If you think I invented it last night, please go to zevia.com, you will find my article 3 years back. Okay, and again, $600 an hour, I will tell you which customers I have implemented it. The actual case studies. Okay. The idea is just do these 4 things. That's about it. Why do you, okay, sorry, this is not the one. Do these 4 things. Have empowered roles. Don't just have them as placeholders. You can't give authority to a product owner. Please don't have a product owner. Don't screw up his career. Don't make him believe a product owner is actually a content writer writing stories. He is not that. Everybody can write a story. Have events with an intent. If you think you cannot have the intent, please don't have the events. Please don't do it. Good, start good, finish better. Yes, again, this is kind of adapted from Kanban method. Okay. So, when you start good means you start when you have things ready, and when you, and finish better is when you are finishing, you have your checklists in place. Okay. And last is handle changes. Now this is, you would say, why handle changes? Handle changes, everybody does handling changes. Agile is all about handling changes, right? Do we really do that? Think about it. How many times has your customer walked into you and said, these are the 4 things I need you to accomplish in the next PI, next iteration, next sprint, whatever, and you secretly went to your program manager, change request, right? So think about all of these things. I will not take time because I think it's just 1 minute more probably. So 2 minutes, wonderful. These are certain ways where how these things can be implemented. Empowered roles. Do you have your accountabilities empowered? Does your management stand by your people in its truest sense? Are your decisions tactically decentralized? Are your is every form of psychological safety being performed in the organization? We can talk about decentralization of tactical decision making. If you want to know more about this, we can talk about this after this session. Next is events with the intent. Do you really have time boxing as a way of working, or is it just as a placeholder? Is this capacity planning a thing in your organization, or you do it just because sprint planning says you have to do capacity planning? Okay. This is the best one, the one which I love is start good, finish better. When you create backlog, do you have sanity in creating backlog, or you put anything and everything that is there just for the heck of it? Now you would say backlog is like that. Backlog is ever growing, dynamic. Document, that is what we have been taught since childhood. I mean, kindergarten of Agile, right? But please have some sanity in your backlog. Don't put anything and everything there, because it creates a, what should I say, a mindset backlog for the team. You have all your chances to put, it's an evolving, ever evolving dynamic thing. No, but nothing is written on stone in a backlog. Even if you put everything today, you have all rights to remove everything tomorrow, right? And the last thing is qualification of done, which is similar to definition of done, but definition of done at all levels. I did not have time enough to explain these. You might as well want to go to articles.zebia.com to read this entire framework, or I don't want to call it a framework. I did not know what to call it, so I'm calling it framework. Okay, you can call it whatever you wish to. So qualification of done is why? How do you qualify your sprint as done? How do you qualify your every event as done? How do you qualify your every user story task, subtask as done? Okay, how do you qualify your project as done? How do you qualify your product as done? Or any implementation that you do. All these done lists is something that needs to be prepared. And are you adamant or flexible when it comes to handling changes? Okay, these are some pointers which I thought my customers have benefited out of this, because it is very easy to sell, and that to a company like ours which excels in various frameworks and methods. We have trainers in almost every framework imaginable. Okay, and I myself am a trainer for three different kind of things. So it's a easy adoption, foundational start. It's a foundational starting point. You just take bits and pieces of certain things, check whether it works for you. Trust me, there are projects where Agile won't work. Right? Agile won't work. I don't want when ISRO is designing a rocket to be sent to Mars, I don't want them to iterate. It's hard-earned taxpayers' money. Let's see Venus tak jata hai kya is bar. I don't want them to iterate. So waterfall works best there, where it's a say 27 sigma, correct up to I believe 27th decimal place. That's the correct. That's the level of accuracy which space research has in their calculations. Okay, and mindset. Oh, lovely word. Coaches will again relate. Time done. Okay. And beyond framework thinking, I started with this, that this is not advocating any framework. I used the word Scrum for the lack of better word. If you don't like Scrum, please say minimum Kanban. If you don't like Kanban, please say minimum safe. Whatever you like. The point is, please try to start small, build on what your team has already been doing, and then after you demonstrate success, go on to build and scale up. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I did not expect you will be so quiet. So thank you so much. Quite in good terms. This is where you can connect me on LinkedIn, and I will be available for another 1.5 hours because I have an early flight to catch. If anybody wants to talk, I'll be more than happy to connect. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjit. Any questions you have, I would request you to please take it offline.